Hey there, this is my MIA 1 year update video. My name is Carson or Carson Sensei. This is an update for MIA or AJATT, whatever you would like to call it. I have a few things to talk about it, although for the most part, uh, my progress has been great and I've enjoyed my time doing MIA. Um, so let's get started. My reading and listening comprehension are pretty good. I can understand probably 85% of a show like Terrace House or some drama. However, with anime, I do pretty poorly. I watched Seven Deadly Sins recently, and I didn't do too hot in my comprehension. Not exactly sure why, however, maybe it was just a little bit more difficult for me and the Tango vocabulary that um, I possess. So, um, other than that, I can read pretty well. I'm reading a manga called Vagabond, and it's pretty good. Samurai-esque, right up my alley. I can read it okay. However, I'd say that for the majority of media that I consume, my comprehension's probably right at about 60%, which is I don't know. I mean, it's okay, but it's not really what I want. However, I'm not going to blame that on MIA itself. I'm going to blame that on myself because I probably have very low. Um, I'd say that I'm probably in the lower caliber of AJAT and MIA users that are at the 1 year mark because I just have not done nearly as many cards as I should. I'd say my average card per day is maybe 7 or 10, 7 to 10. However, I shoot for 15 cards every single day. Most of my cards have came from monolingual dictionaries though, not really from the real world. And that was a mistake that I made trying to experiment on making the monolingual transition, which I think that I'm at a pretty good um, area for. I'd say that I can read most definitions monolingually. However, that's really not as important as being able to um, read actual Japanese literature. And that was a mistake that I made, but live and learn, right? Still got plenty of years to do MIA or AJAT, and I'm in it for the long haul because I actually really enjoy it. So other than that, what else have I done? Last year, when I made my first video, I was part of a Kaiwa club. I'd go there and speak with people. I really, really sucked at outputting, but I wasn't really aware that I wasn't supposed to, and the effects that it could have on my Japanese. I'm sure that it does have some sort of effect on my Japanese, although I may have lost the habit by now. I have went, not very often though, and over the past few times that I've went, I can speak drastically better than when I very first went, thanks to MIA. And I would say that my output is um, impressive, impressive, especially for the amount of time that I've been learning Japanese. But I've tried to disassociate myself with the Kaiwa Club because I'm trying to switch to a solely immersion-based learning environment, which is right in the MIA corner of learning. And hopefully that'll help me a little bit more throughout my next year. I'm trying to get to maybe, I'd say a good goal to shoot for would maybe be about 90% comprehension in all media before my 2 year mark. So that's what I'm hoping for. And of course, get my 15 cards every single day. What else have I done? I use an application called HelloTalk for reading and writing. I write only in English. I write to Japanese people in English and they speak back to me in Japanese. Now, this is a weird thing to argue, but I could see the devil's advocate for my um, the argument that I would propose, which would be that it's interesting and I can see how Japanese people will text back to you and how they text. I can definitely see how that can be done through just the web and input only. But for me, it's very motivating to speak to Japanese people and see where they live, how they live, um, try to understand the geography of Japan a little bit better. Like, okay, this person lives in a more obscure area, but it seems really cool and I'd like to visit there. It's just kind of motivating for me, and I enjoy that personally, so I probably won't quit that. Besides, I'm only speaking in English and they're speaking in Japanese, so it's really an input based um, form of communication. Um, let's see, my number of cards. I have a few cards. I don't know if I showed you already or not. Let's see. Yeah, here. I have a few cards that I made, not nearly as much as most AJATTers. My percentage usually isn't that good in the morning, but I've already put, I'd say I have about 80 or 70 to 80% comprehension rate every morning. When I place in my new cards, it always goes down. That's expected. And then if I go to my maturity rate, it's at about 83.11. It hangs in about 82 to 84%, which is okay with me because I'm trying to cram in about 15 cards every day, or at least I have for this month. I've done pretty well. Um, and then I only have 2,213 cards. Um, no way I can get out of that. I've slacked throughout my year. I deleted quite a few cards though. I'd say I deleted more than most people have, but I'm trying not to do that anymore, and hopefully I can get to about 4 or 5,000 um, within the next 6 months. That's my goal, and I'm gonna try to get all of my cards from the real world. Now, if I go to my 1 year, I have a much higher maturity rate because I wasn't implementing low key Anki, but that is a lifesaver, man. I don't have to do nearly as many cards in the morning, and that's really important. So I think that's about all for my video. Like I said, I can comprehend things pretty well. 60%, which really isn't what I'm looking for, but 60% is 60%. In a year, I'd say that's okay for me. Um, yeah, that's about it. Carson Sensei. Um, I would look into Matt vs. Japan's videos. He's kind of like the top tier god of MIA, and yeah, he's got all the good stuff for people to get into the system. Also, meditation. I've adapted meditation, and I'd say that it works pretty well for me. I had a small basis in meditation already before, or a small foundation in meditation already before I went into the Mind Illuminated. So I'd say I progressed through the stages pretty quickly. I'm not finished yet, although I would call myself an adept meditator, and that has helped me in my Japanese learning life, as well as my daily life significantly. So that's something for all AJAT and MIA users to take into account. Could help you with your Japanese journey, give you more clarity in your mind. Other than that, that's probably about all I have to say. Check out Matt vs. Japan. Check out the original AJAT website, and I don't know, subscribe to me, I guess. Peace out, Girl Scouts.